I I'm stunned. I am completely stunned, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. First of all, hi, it's producer Dustin. I normally don't come on the camera after the halftime report, but occasionally I need to burn, and this is one of those times because it's warranted. It's warranted. First of all, did you just see that interview with Wayne and Representative Lance Clow? Holy crap! Holy crap! That was something. That was something. I knew he was going to go there. I knew he was going to do it. Because nobody in the state takes accountability for the education system. And Wayne made a really good point toward the end. And what we're going to do, for those of you who didn't see it, excuse me, I think I have Flurona. Just kidding, I don't. For those of you who didn't see it, we're going to cut up the final about 5 to 6 minutes of the halftime report tonight. We're going to share it again tomorrow. We might even watch it on Steph Lucas Live. Holy crap, guys. Wayne took it to Lance Clow. And Lance deserved every bit of it, by the way. I like Lance. He's a nice guy. He's personable. He's affable. But he is unwilling to take responsibility for government that's under his, I won't say direction, but oversight. The legislature is supposed to have oversight over legislative programs. We spend more than half the state budget. We spend billions on education, and nobody takes accountability for it. They just pass the buck. The Senate says, oh, that's the House's problem. The House says that's the Senate's problem. The education chairmen point at each other, or they point at the budget committee. And the budget committee points at the education committee, and nothing changes. And Wayne made a really salient point that I don't think anybody really has brought up. All the stuff that the special interests want, all that stuff is getting done. Parents want education choice. Parents want an education system that works. They're not getting it. They want an education system that doesn't indoctrinate kids, that doesn't teach them to be social justice warriors. And don't tell me it's not happening. We have the proof. It's all over our website. It's there. Read the damn reports, guys. So tomorrow we'll touch on this again with Steph Lucas Live. But tomorrow I got to get home, or actually I got to get to the gym. But I got to burn on this first. We'll share the rest of the halftime reporter, that 5 to 6 minute segment at the end. You guys have got to watch this. It's wild. Wayne takes Clow to the woodshed, and it's not pretty. There's no answers from Clow because there are no answers. He doesn't have a good answer as to why Republicans in this state continue to sidestep the issue. No answers. Tune in tomorrow, Steph Lucas Live. We will touch on that. But first, I got to tell you guys, I met one of my idols today. I met Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck was in the Idaho Capitol. He was talking to state lawmakers about ESG, which is environmental something governance. I don't even know. I haven't listened to it in a while because I just don't have time. But when I was a construction worker in college, I listened to Glenn Beck every single day. Every single day while I was cutting boards and putting up trim and putting up tongue and groove ceiling stuff, I would listen to Glenn Beck. He was wonderful. I traveled from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, flew down to Salt Lake to attend one of his like Christmas sweater shows or whatever. He's great. I love Glenn Beck. Is he a little weird? Yeah, sometimes. Who isn't? The one thing I can respect about Glenn Beck is that he's, in some ways, he's a lot like Joe Rogan, where he's looking for truth. He's looking for honesty. He's looking for authenticity. And that's what he is he is authentic. Is he wrong sometimes? Absolutely. He'll tell you that himself. Glenn Beck was in the Capitol today. He may have met with the governor. He may have met with the Speaker of the House. At the very least, he met with 37 Senate and House members to talk about ESG and a few other things. I wasn't in on the meeting. I was sitting outside in the hallway. Who was in the meeting? I wish they wouldn't have done this, but the sponsors of the meeting, 3 lawmakers who shall remain nameless because I don't want to blow them up, they let the media in. Now, a lot of people have been very critical of the Idaho Freedom Foundation because we have a media policy that says we are not going to talk to you. If you are a member of the lamestream legacy media, you're not going to tell the truth. You're not going to give an honest recounting of what actually happened. You are going to spin it and you are going to lie to the American people. Now, when Donald Trump, I will have to be honest with you guys. That's what I admired in Glenn Beck. That's what I admired in Joe Rogan. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a Donald Trump fan. Do I think he did some really great things? Absolutely. Did he get a little tiresome toward the end? Yeah. Do I love Neil Gorsuch with all of my heart? Absolutely. Holy cow, man crush right there. Just not a big fan of how he does things. Do I admire his courage? Absolutely. Do I admire how he wouldn't be canceled? Absolutely. There are just some things I didn't like about him. Was he a good president? Not bad. Not bad. Was he the savior? No. He's a whole hell of a lot better than the vegetable we have in the White House right now. When Donald Trump said that the press are the enemy of the American people, I thought, oh, there we go again. A little too far, Donald. A little too far. I was wrong. I was wrong. The press has been bad for a long time, a really long time. There are no Walter Cronkites anymore. There are no arbiters of truth, regardless of how they fancy themselves. They're just not there. The people who are supposed to be watching government are propagandizing for bigger government and castigating those who believe differently. Case in point. Again, today, Betsy Russell of the Idaho Press Tribune, she is the queen bee of Idaho journalism. She will, when she retires, they will probably name a room after Betsy Russell. She has all the press power in the world. And for full disclosure, when IFF first started, we had a press operation that they did not let into the press room at the Capitol because we were a news operation attached to a lobbying think tank. Okay, cool. I just needed a place to put my effing coat, Betsy. So that's my there's full disclosure. That still stings a little bit because I just needed a place to put my coat and my backpack. But Betsy Russell was in the damn meeting today. When you have a second, I don't even know what her Twitter feed is. Actually, I've got it pulled up. Never mind. It's Betsy Z Russell. Pull up her Twitter feed and scroll down a little bit and find the tweet about Glenn Beck. Not the first one at the top of her feed, but the first one that she tweeted today. What does it say? It says that Glenn Beck is, quote, entertaining a room full of Idaho lawmakers. That's quite the word choice there, Betsy. That is quite the word choice. Betsy Russell knows. She went to like freaking Columbia. She knows what words she's using. She's very particular with her word choice. Why did she choose the word entertaining? Because entertainers aren't credible in the state house. Entertainers are beneath Columbia educated journalists. Entertainers are nothing to Betsy Russell, but that's not what Glenn Beck is. That's not what Glenn Beck is at all. Glenn Beck is an icon. First of all, he's more famous than Betsy Russell will ever be. He's made more positive changes in this country than Betsy Russell ever will. But it's not about that. Entertaining. What he was doing was educating state lawmakers about some key issues that he sees coming down the pipe. Really important stuff that he believes is important to the future of this country. Now, I hate playing this game, but I'm going to do it anyway. Imagine if Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert or any of these other left-wing wackos who basically are socialists and want to bring socialism to our country. Imagine if one of those wackos had shown up at the State House today. You know deep in your heart that Betsy Russell would have given them glowing coverage. It wouldn't have been Stephen Colbert entertains lawmakers. It would have been Stephen Colbert, helps poor people in Idaho legislature, and you know it. You know it. But Glenn Beck is a conservative. Glenn Beck is a conservative. And so he entertains. But it doesn't stop there, guys. It doesn't stop there. It's so hard to see the spin. If you look at, I don't recommend clicking on her stuff. I really don't. It's not good for your health or your intelligence. It's just not. So I guess I need to give you a trigger warning. But I did it just so you don't have to. I clicked on the story that she wrote about Glenn Beck. And I expected bad, but holy crap, I didn't expect this bad. Here's how it starts. And I'm going to read, I think, one sentence because that tells you everything you need to know. Quote, celebrity talk show host and conspiracy theorist Glenn Beck entertained an audience of about 60 in a legislative meeting room at the Capitol this afternoon in a wall builders event organized by Senator Steve Vick and Representatives Barbara Ehart and Gayan DeMordaunt. Wait a second. Glenn Beck, a conservative icon, one of the most influential voices in the conservative sphere, late, comes to the Boise Capitol or the Idaho Capitol in Boise, talks about some really important stuff that he wants to talk about, stuff that he thinks will save America. And that's how Betsy Russell describes him. A conspiracy theorist and entertainment host, celebrity talk show host. That's atrocious, Betsy. And you know the worst part? Being the indulgent, less than restrained person that I am, I immediately fired off a couple angry tweets about it because that's how I get my therapy these days. Real therapy is way too expensive. Way too expensive. I can't afford that. Uber money only goes so far. But after I tweet it, the press corps is going to circle the wagons around Betsy because she's the queen bee. And all of them feel the exact same way. All of them. There is not one conservative journalist. And here's the thing. A conservative journalist is one thing. I don't need you to be Matt Walsh or I don't even know, like Hannah Cox or anybody else. I don't need you to be that. I just need you to be honest. Down the center. The Greg Pruitts of the world, who's a friend of mine, by the way, who alerted me to this. He started Idaho Dispatch because he saw what was going on. Regular journalists are all in the tank for big government, for progressive causes, for pronouns, for woke ideology, all of it. Every single one of them. And you know it's true. You know it's true. When you look at their Twitter pages, look at them. Look at the things they like. Look at the things they retweet. Look at what they don't retweet, by the way. Read their bios. My guess is that 95% of the journalists in the Idaho sphere have their pronouns in their bios, and you know what that means. You know that they buy into liberal bullshit and that they are left-wing propagandists. I wish I had a call to action for you tonight. I don't. I just needed to burn for a second. The press, the Betsy Russells of the world, are the enemy of the American people because they're lying to you constantly. Either they're lying to you in how they cover things, or they're lying to you in what they don't cover and what they don't tell you. I remember my very first session here as a reporter in the Capitol. Obviously, I came in with a conservative bent, so I expected it to be bad. But what I didn't expect was for it to be as bad as what I saw. I was amazed that what I saw in a committee hearing was not at all what people got when Betsy put it through her liberal filter. And the worst thing, I think, is that the press corps is endorsed by the House and Senate caucuses. They put up with this stuff because it would be a grave threat to the First Amendment if they didn't. Bull. I covered the Idaho legislature without a press pass. I covered it. It can be done. But Scott Bedke and Chuck Winder and Kelly Anthon and Jason Muggs and Mike Moyle are going to continue to allow this behavior to happen in our Capitol with our tax dollars. Provide them space. Not only that, they will attend all the press functions, all the press forums, all the city club forums, everything like that. Donald Trump was right about the press. And for a bunch of people, the Idaho Republican Party, I'm not one, by the way, I'm a libertarian, and you can use that against me in a future ad if you want to, or, mean, angry Facebook post. But for the Republican Party, they're more than eager to embrace Donald Trump and say he was a great president. Cool. Maybe you should follow him in some ways. Maybe you should act like him. Ignore the damn press, guys. Grow a spine. There are a million ways to get your message out without having to kiss their asses. A million ways. Go straight to the people. Get a Facebook feed that works. Do an email list. Write your own emails instead of paying some firm to dishonestly write your emails, which is what's happening this year. Listen to the people. Get on TikTok for hell's sake. But stop giving propagandists like Kevin Richert and Betsy Russell a platform to continue what they're doing, because they are lying to you, to the people, and none of us is better for it. What is this getting us? Where is this going to lead us? This isn't about the First Amendment. Yeah, Betsy Russell has the right to be a propagandist. Absolutely. And I will defend her to the day I die for her right to be a left-wing propagandist. That's what she is. And she can be that. Republicans don't have to play along with this. They don't have to participate in the charade, but they do. Why? Why do they do this? Maybe you should ask. Maybe you should ask your lawmakers why they continue to allow Betsy Russell and Kevin Richert, Rocky Barker, and the leftists over the Idaho Capitol Sun, which is an avowed leftist group, by the way, why they let those people ask the questions at the debates, at the city club forums, at the legislative lunches. There are alternatives. Is it that Scott Bedke's too lazy? Or does he like the favorable coverage that he gets from them? You decide. But do me a favor. If you have Twitter, which I don't recommend, because then you get like this, get super angry every day, go let Betsy Russell know how you feel about her bullshit. because that's all it is. That's all it is. It's propaganda. It's lies. It's distortions. It's dishonesty. The lawmakers in the Capitol should pull her press credentials yesterday. They won't, but they should. At the very least, they should stop participating in her charade. Stop answering questions. Go directly to the people. Or find alternative news outlets that are honest and have the discussion there. Don't sanction bad behavior. Don't do it. You don't have to be a party to it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for letting me burn for a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns. If you see something that you want me to burn on, shoot me a text, 208-505-1185 or dustin@idlefreedom.org. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow night with Steph Lucas Live. We'll be on at 7, and I might be in a better mood by then. We'll see. But I hope you all have a good night, and don't trust your local journalist.